I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mrs. Alpert.
Present.
Mr. Hanley.
Present.
Ms. Campbell.
Present.
Mrs. Cohn. Ms. Cruz.
Present.
All present and accounted for.
Executive session.
All issues were addressed at the executive session.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on Monday, December 3rd, 2025.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Mrs. Alpert.
Yes.
Mr. Hanley.
Yes.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn.
Yes.
Ms. Cruz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Treasurer's report for the period November 26, 2025 to December 31st, 2025.
Okay, again, the treasurer's report comes in two parts. The first part is our overall financial health as of December 31st, 2025. Balances in our checking accounts and money market accounts are $1,514,580.51. Investments made into CDs amounted to $8,089,164.61. Petty cash and magistrate funds total $11,400 for a grand total of $9,615,142.12. Paid bills from November through December were forwarded to all members. In addition to that, we have been tracking our operating budget, and this is as of the end of November rather than the end of December because the numbers are not all in yet. And we have a total surplus in the operating account of $818,775.63, which is a result of HUD front-loading a lot of these projects. So this money will be used throughout the year for the operations of the different developments. In addition to that, at Park Gardens, we're showing a deficit net right now of $16,099.19. Again, that is as of the end of November, so that's only for 2 months, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And that's my report. Thank you.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Alpert.
Yes.
Mr. Hanley.
Yes.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn.
Yes.
Ms. Cruz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Secretary's report, communications to the board.
Yeah, so I have an email from Mr. Devendra Dave, the former member of the Housing Commission, that I'm going to read. Dear Chairperson Sarah and honorable members of the board, I wish to formally convey my sincere gratitude for the support, guidance, and encouragement extended to me during my tenure as a board member from 2018 to 2025. It has been a distinct honor to serve alongside such distinguished and dedicated individuals, and I am deeply appreciative of the opportunity to contribute to the work of the board while gaining invaluable experience. I would also like to acknowledge that I received a call from Mayor Paige Cognetti recognizing my service, commitment, and contributions to the Scranton Housing Authority Board, for which I am sincerely thankful. Please accept my heartfelt appreciation for the collaboration and trust shown to me throughout my term. I extend my very best wishes to you and your family for a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Respectfully submitted, Devendra Dave. So that will go into the record?
Yes.
Yeah. That's it for this month.
We now welcome public comment as per Scranton Housing Authority policy. Each public comment will be 5 minutes, and we just ask that every person speak with respect and decorum on whatever issue that we're speaking on. So first, we have Ms. Yvette Orsini.
So the last time that I was here, it's been a few months, I addressed 3 things, of which 2 got done. we have women that go down and they eat downstairs and they still haven't opened the kitchen. And we would like for that to be open, and then they can close it when they leave at 4 o'clock. Also, in our elevator, we have rugs that are really, really dirty. And in the foyer when you come into the building.
Not to interrupt, can you state where you're a resident?
I'm at Washington West Apartments.
Just for the record.
Yeah, yeah, we have the rugs in the both elevators that need to be, we need new ones. And then the one when you come into the building, there's one there too. They're just really, really bad. So, that's it. And as far as security, you said that you were gonna try to get some more security? We would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to clarify, on the elevators themselves, there's carpeting?
There's, on the elevators, yes, there's
Like
some.
two-throw or
Huh?
two-throw rug? What-
Two throw, yeah.
Okay,
They can just be picked up,
you just want them out and new ones in?
that's it.
Okay,
Because they're really, really dirty.
easy enough, Yvette, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Orsini. Next, Gladys.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
She already said what I had to say.
okay. Next, Ms. Dawn Rodriguez.
Thank you. Basically, I just want to go over what Yvette had just said in regards to the security in the building, especially since something tragic had happened in the building, and it's 537 North Washington. That's where I'm from. As far as security, as I said, with the I forget her name, but she was found dead. And we were not told of any of this that had gone on in the building. And especially since we don't have security, or at least we were told that we don't have security. And I think that would be something that needs to be brought to you guys so that we can see what's going on. I don't know why security was taken away. At least this is what we were told. And so basically that's all I wanted to say, as far as security being there and just being present. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
If I may
Yeah,
just
you
touch
may.
on that. Regarding the passing away of our tenant, as far as I know, there's no foul play or investigation underway, so, and that's as much as I know about her passing. With regards to security, just so you're clear and everyone that's watching and listening, we established a base of operations at a different location due to the fact that the equipment was getting water leakage at all the other sites that we tried to place it. So we have it at a different location, and therefore that's where the guards meet every night, and there's a guard station to monitor all of our sites where we have cameras, including your building. And due to the number of guards we may have on or off every night with sickness, vacation, and so forth, you may not get a guard every night at every site. So that's why you're not seeing it. I'm trying to keep them downtown as much as possible due to recent events, but it's going to be on a floating basis because, again, guys are entitled to time off. They might be sick. We had a little episode with the flu bug throughout our crew, so, but I did promise to put some people over there as much as I possibly can, and hopefully that will deter people coming in. I know we had an issue with someone sleeping in the community room, and we dealt with that man, so.
A question. How come they can't put a lock on the first door? You know?
Right
like-
by the mailboxes there?
Huh?
By the mailboxes?
The entrance. When you come in the building.
Oh,
That door,
well, we have the inner door with the fob, so I mean,
that's.
Somebody had to
second
let
one
that-
You have to use the fob, but the
Yeah.
first one, there's no lock or anything.
we could look into that, but it would be electronic again.
Is there any way that they can make where you swipe your fob, those doors close like not so slow behind people, because that's how a lot of people are getting in, they're piggybacking in.
Yeah.
You mean the initial front door?
Yes.
That stays open?
No, not that one, the one
On
that
the
you have
second
to
door.
unlock to get open.
Oh,
That one stays open
Ah.
a long time.
I don't know
long
if that's
enough
on
for
a
people to-
timer, but I know what you mean. It's a slow closure.
Very slow.
I'll look into that for you.
Yeah.
I don't know
'Cause
for
that's how
sure.
people are getting in over, they're piggybacking in with other people.
They're waiting for someone to go in and,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
okay.
Yep.
We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Next.
Oh, one more, I'm sorry. The kitchen, I'm all for that, and if we can utilize it more each day, I'm all for it. Many of you were at the Christmas show, which was a wonderful event, and I think that should be done more often, and that area should be utilized, so. But we will need some tenant cooperation and participation, my dear.
Well, you know, I have my New Year's party there.
All right,
The kitchen was closed.
we'll do it.
So I try to do something every holiday.
Yeah, we'll get something opened up for you.
When it's closed, we can't do anything.
So
No.
can I just clarify this? You wanted to be able wanting to be able to open it more often? Is that the idea?
If
Or
they could leave, at one time, they used to leave it open, and then they would leave, they would close it when they left at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So during the day, a lot of women go downstairs and they like to have, you know, they like to eat or whatever, and use the kitchen, but
And you're saying it's locked all the time now?
it's locked all day,
Okay.
all day. I mean, the bathroom now is open 24 hours, which is a good thing, you know, but.
We'll give it a try and see how it works, as long as everybody peacefully
Did you sign in?
coexists.
Ken, did you sign in?
Yeah,
Did you, okay, so
I just want to say thank you for the Christmas party. We enjoyed it and we appreciate it, and we hope we have more things more often like that. So thank you.
I can't take all the credit, Mrs. Cohn, and that was her family, and it
Oh,
was,
yeah, your family was,
it was a wonderful night, though, but thank you. We're gonna keep trying to do stuff like that year-round.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing, so I can get on the dance floor, but I'm not a singer. But
I don't know, I think you should put some money out there. I think she'd be a pretty good singer.
But we do
It'd be a
want
good
to-
fundraiser, I think, don't you think?
But we do want to explore more social programming
Okay,
for
thank
them,
you
so
so
that's also, but yes, we're glad to be there. Thank you for having us.
Up next, Mr. Gus Fahey.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gus from Valley in Motion. So last month, November 13th and 14th, Scranton was invited to New York City for a Common Yards conference where we were invited with 7 other cities to explore outdoor recreation at housing projects. So Scranton was there with Atlanta, Boston, Cleveland, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Montgomery County. So all these communities that are really much bigger than Scranton, but we were included in there because we're part of now this national conversation about how you improve public housing, particularly through outdoor recreation. And all of these cities had really something very innovative to say. Atlanta wants to be the best city to raise a child. And so how do they design neighborhoods so that kids can get around, that jobs can be near to public housing, that grocery stores can be near to public housing, even if it means those grocery stores are publicly run. And so each one of these cities had really lessons they wanted to share. And Scranton had a delegation consisting of 3 people from Valley in Motion and 2 people from the Scranton Housing Authority, including Ms. Cruz and Maureen Duffy. And I think we held our own. I think we held up with all these other cities, and we're now part of this national conversation about how you make for happier, healthier communities. And so a lesson from New York City that has $70 billion in capital improvements that they need to do, but they don't have the money for, are still trying to do outdoor recreation, new programs, but they're working with nonprofits to try to make that happen. And so I would really like to connect us with some of these other places around there. Boston in particular, the Boston Housing Authority, the director there knows Scranton. She was here last year as part of canvassing for a political campaign. And so really these places, they want to share these lessons learned with us. And part of my nonprofit, we would delighted to be a partner with you for increasing whatever outdoor recreation needs you have in any of the sites that you have, around the city. So I know that you can already do these projects on your own, but if you need help with administration or grant writing or community engagement. These are all things that you might need a nonprofit partner for, and so that's part of our mission, and we're willing to sort of help and support that. You've heard me talk before about this trail project we're talking about up in Southside to connect Hilltop and Valley View with the Pinchot State Forest, which is right on the other side of 81. You know, we got the grants to do a feasibility study to explore that possibility, and there seems to be some really good opportunities for us. And I think there's even a phase one that we could do relatively soon that connects Connell Park, goes in between Skyview and Valley View, and then connects to this land that can then connect to Pinchot State Forest, which is public land that we're all free to go to, and there's thousands of acres and miles of trail there to explore. So that could be a real health benefit. So one of the other lessons learned we got from this Common Grounds conference is that while funders, private funders might not be able to fund like a capital project, they will fund things if they have a health outcome. And so increased access to outdoor recreation or increased access to recreation has these real health outcomes that can be demonstrated. So I'd really like to have an additional meeting to sort of go through with this feasibility study with you and figure out what are first steps that we can take, what are other partnerships that we need to make this happen, because we have willing partners both locally and now nationally that can really make these projects come alive.
Thank you, Mr. Fahy.
Thank you.
I'd just like to compliment Gus and his team. Obviously, we are now on the national map. Nationally, we're being recognized back here in Scranton, which is always a good thing, and could open us up to great resources and a great partnership with your organization, Gus. Thank you.
I just want to follow up too that I think that we should be in some kind of conversation, whether we designate a board member as a committee chair or something like that, because I know you've had success because you've come together with public entities to be able to get funding and leverage funding. So, I know from when Megan and I toured the sites in the summer that we saw a lot of our recreational, parts of our housing developments are run down. They need rehabilitation, and we don't necessarily always have the funding to do that, or we have goals, but we haven't been able to do as much toward that. So that was something we heard from some of the residents, that they would like either more green space or just improve the playgrounds that are there, just, new equipment or whatever it is. So I do think we should follow up on this, and maybe we can figure out how best to do that practically with the staff as well. But the public-private partnership, I think, is something to definitely explore. So, and thank you for everybody who went to the conference.
Next, we have Leanne Fuller Murray, excuse me.
Dawn pretty much addressed that issue at the apartments. Another thing, we spoke a few months ago about the washers. If you go up on 6th floor, the first washer you walk into the door has 2 shutoffs, a hot and a cold. That washer is the only washer that gets hot water in it. If there's infestations in our houses, we can't get rid of them if we don't have hot water in our washers. The other washers have hot and warm, which is still only warm water, so you're not killing anything. Another thing I'd like to address is up at Valley View high rise. They have beautiful apartments that they finished in the middle row up there. And I know they're moving people around, and they're going over to the other rows starting the other side now. But people that live up there are getting bumped in to another junk apartment. And people that lived in the old rows, one couple has a brand new used apartment down in row 2, and it's an elderly couple with a 3-bedroom. You know what I mean? They were moving my daughter. I'm not trying to throw my kid under the bus or try to get her in any kind of trouble, but they tried to move her from an end apartment into a middle apartment. Therefore, she had to downgrade everything. And she fought tooth and nail trying to find out where they were going to put her. And the manager up there, I don't know if she's getting senile or what, but she's asked my daughter multiple times, how many bedrooms do you have? Now, you live in an end apartment, it's obvious that it's a 3-bedroom apartment, they all are. But you can't help but say no to an apartment that's gonna be downgraded and have 1 bedroom, 7 by 7, big enough for a crib, not even for a child's mattress. And then she gets moved into another old apartment, the next row down, with the same problems, water leaking, stuff like that. The heaters aren't working right because the girl that lived there trashed it. But yet, she kept asking, well, why not the new rows? The manager's saying, oh, they're new applicants. They're only for new applicants. Well, they took a single woman and put her in a brand-new middle row apartment. And here sits my kid that probably has the cleanest apartments up there. You wouldn't even know she lived in Valley View. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's like a favoritism thing up there. I'm not trying to pull strings for my daughter by all means. She keeps her house clean. But, you know, why put her in something again when there's brand new apartments that are open and ready for those people all that live there to move over so they can continue the project down the other rows?
I'll check that in the
I just
morning
want to
for you.
address that.
But
Because
I
she did
thought we
call,
had-
I know she talked to Paula a few times about it.
Yeah, I thought we had moved her over. I
No.
don't want to get into details, but,
They did want to put her in 19,
yeah.
but that was in a center apartment, so everything was,
And there was a furniture issue, okay.
yes, big time. If
We
could
have
try to
limited
address that.
availability, but I'll
No,
try to
I
help her out.
understand that, but like I said, you know, that middle row is done, and she's just putting whoever she wants up in there. I don't know if she favoritizes people, or if, you know.
She
I
really
don't
has
know.
nothing to do with it, it comes from
That's what
downtown.
I'm saying, and she's telling people up there,
Yeah.
it's her that's choosing apartments. And I told my daughter multiple times, that's not the truth. It's these guys, you guys here that choose who go over there.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to address that. Okay?
I'll check it though for you,
Okay,
thank
thank
you,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Murray.
You're welcome.
Up next, Mr. Rick Little.
Hello, Board. Rick Little. One thing, last time we were here, I don't see any of the exchange during the meeting. I don't know what your rules are, but it's not in the minutes. Elder abuse. With liberty and justice for all. Security you're talking about today. Well, I'd like to talk about elder abuse from the newspaper. Elder abuse agencies fail to mitigate risk of administrative back system. I've heard talk here about, consulting to have, a more human thing to talk with people when they have problems. And it seems I've seen it over the months, and everybody comes in and they talk to the executive director for fixing a rug or like all kinds of small things. But, and there's another thing about Scranton Cold Blue Shelter, everything's about health and safety. But when you're an old person, and I heard people talking about moving, that's just not an option when a person lives in Scranton Housing Authority and they're living totally on Social Security, and they just think, move to another place, another building. It's impossible. And so they evict people. I lived there for 14 and a half years. I'm living in this environment where they have, talk about security. They put it in 2016, 17. They put in, security cameras everywhere aiming at my door. And I remember a new manager breaking into my apartment on the other side of the door. I didn't even know who she was. This was Gina, who was hired after Debbie Lettieri, and I talked to the security guy, Mark, and then he died. There has to be there has to be some sort of security. And I even spoke to Jason Kuvelich when he worked at Area Agency on Aging, and I had the social worker, and everybody's mind is gone. I mean, the social worker would come, and I showed her all the films of the people breaking into my apartment, of the police ignoring, you know, like a bug guy came and he's trying to, he says, you have to get out of your apartment. I never got any notice for that, and I'm telling her about that. And it all came down to, you know, back and forth, writing letters to a social worker at Area Agency on Aging. And even my funding I applied for the American Rescue Act money, the ERAP, and there's a lot of bad things happening in the county, and it's akin to the things that are happening in Minnesota. You know, with the daycare centers, they set up an NGO, and then they set up a not-for-profit. And from what I understand, Scranton Housing Authority is a non-for-profit. It's a two-tier system. You know, you got the code blue for the people, but when you evict a person who's 70, 71 years old, it's like a death sentence, and because you have too much legal stuff with the DAs and their connection with the courts, and the courts are bad. I mean, it's an endless argument. Anyway, computers, there's no place for a person to go. I mean, I lived it for 10 years there. People breaking into my apartment, fires every week, and you go to the manager, and the manager doesn't speak to you, and you know, they got a new manager now, and you look at the door, it's the old manager's number on the door. There's a system to keep people away from being able to express exactly what the problem is. And there's a hell of a lot of money in the top tier of Scranton Housing and not much on the bottom.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Next, we have Beverly Mayers.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I reside at Washington West. This is my first time coming to the meeting. My concern for Washington West is pest control. I think that the 2 weeks that they said, oh, if you come in and you say you have a problem or you see A, B, or C, they say, oh, okay, we'll get pest control to come in. It takes pest control 2 weeks or 3 weeks to come to your apartment. I think it should be organized more control because, you know, everybody lives in the building. We can't help things that come into your house, roaches, mice, you know. They have to be controlled much better than what it is. Yes, as tenants and as a person, you're going to go out there and buy this and buy that to make sure inside your apartment is safe. But when you come and you report it, you shouldn't have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks for a problem that you reported. And then you get a note and said, oh, they'll be here on the 7th. That was 3 weeks ago. So I think the pest control for our building or even for any one of the other buildings, it needs to be more organized. You know, they do come, but if you know that you reported something 3 weeks ago and you know that pest control is going to be in the building, look in the paper and say, hey, let's check on that apartment. Let's check what's going on. You know, so that's really my concern at this moment. Like Yvette touched, the security, we really do need security. And the doors, you're absolutely right. If you press that button on the outside, I think before it was more secure than what it is now, because once you press the button on the outside, when you come in and check, the other door opens up. But yes, somebody can come in immediately right behind you because the second door does not close as fast as it used to. It seems like it slowed down. But that's my main concern. Management has to be mindful of the tenants, mindful of what we report, because we're not children. We're all adults. Most of those people are seniors. Some of them afraid to go ask or say something because it's going to take forever to get done. But I think you need to be more mindful before it becomes a greater problem. Thank you.
In other words, some people have mice in their apartments, and they give you the glue sticks.
As far as the scheduling, I'll coordinate that better with the manager and have them respond quicker. But as far as the treatments, I think it's the initial treatment, then they have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, so you're talking about them first showing up, though, I believe, right?
I'm talking about in general. I just think that they don't do it fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's
We can
not-
address that.
It's not coordinated.
Yes.
To make you feel you're secure enough
Okay.
to say, and like,
And-
see what I said?
And the doors should be an easy, there should be an easy solution to that, so, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. That exhausts public comment. Is there anybody else who would like to speak tonight? Next, chairperson report. Happy New Year, everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming tonight. And for those of you who have spoken before, those of you that's your first time, I really appreciate everybody having a voice. Yes, being able to have the courage and the unction to come and take time out of your busy schedules, your lives. Some of you most likely walked or drove here from where your residence is to come and to speak with us about your concerns. I want to thank Mr. Lynott for addressing them openly and honestly, and I assure you that tomorrow and for the following days that we will work together to address these problems to the best of our ability. The pest control, the safety issues, and some of the other things that you mentioned in terms of the housing, the moving around, the transitioning. Next, I'd like to welcome our newest commissioner, Miss Anna Campbell. She has been a resident of Scranton Housing Authority development for over 20 years, and she's very involved in her development, doing food and other items, handing out, and so I welcome her, and as we all do. And with that, I want to thank our former colleague, Mr. Devendra Dave, for his 7 years of service to the Scranton Housing Authority Board. I always appreciated our calls, and always was very grateful that he always invited and included me in the various celebrations of Indian culture and community within the city. So I thank him and wish him luck in his future community endeavors. So this was it was a very busy last few months with the Housing Authority. In mid-December, we did have the groundbreaking for our newest project, Hilltop Heights. I unfortunately was not able to make it due to weather, but I know Mr. Lynott, Mr. Capoloni were there, and that will be something we look forward to in the future. That will have 36 new units on the roster for people to live within the next 2 years. We're looking at it to be done.
Correct.
So that's something to look forward to, and that'll be in Southside. So that's what the city needs, is more affordable housing. Lastly, I do want to thank Mr. Fahey for coming tonight and giving a very astute assessment of the conference that we attended in New York in mid-November, Common Yards. I so appreciated being able to network with other board members, other managers of housing authorities across the country, and being able to hear new ideas, new ways of being able to serve residents with green spaces. And the conference also included residents of developments that have had the work done in their public spaces. So that it was very eye-opening and informative, and I thank you for inviting me, and I thank Scranton Housing Authority Management for allowing me and Ms. Duffy to go and attend that conference. And so that is all for my chairperson report, executive director report.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I echo your welcome to Miss Anna Campbell. She is our newest resident member of the Board of Commissioners, and we welcome you with open arms, and any suggestions, recommendations, please feel free to offer, because you have a unique perspective as far as being a resident as well as a board member. With that said, I'd like to also just thank Mr. Dave, that's what we all called him affectionately, for his dedication. He loved being on the board. He was a dedicated public servant and an excellent rep for his residents, and I'm sure Anna will do the same. And he was just a wonderful gentleman, a husband and father, and I wish him all the best. He sent us a wonderful letter and indicating he is actually going to be moving out of Scranton into music. So he's purchasing a home. He's really doing well. So congratulations and best of luck to Mr. Dave and his family. With regards to the other reports, utility report, Madam Chair, the total for December was $355,240.19, as opposed to November's, which was $110,825.74. And as you can see, the water and sewer bill were not included in November, so that would be the drastic difference for that consumption. The delinquency report for December, there was a total of 397 delinquents at $342,288.01. For November, there was 397 delinquents at a total of $314,95.74, and October's was 377 delinquent at a total of $289,765.80. The construction project status report as of January 5th, 2026. Site work for building 13 and 14, all the site work is completed. Both buildings are being rented to new residents. Final payment to the K&R Construction Company is under review. Renovations to Building 12 at Valley View, all work is completed, awaiting final closeout documents. Installation of stoves and refrigerators and heater covers should be completed by the end of this week, January 9th. Electrician is working on some minor punch list items. Regarding Riverside siding and gutters, the siding is 95% complete on Building B, with the rear side and the two ends completed. Rain gutters and downspouts still need to be installed. 3/4 of the front side is completed. Lower level siding underway on courtyard side of Building E, as well as each end of Building E. Installation continues to look very good. The roof handler at 400 Adams, plans and specifications for removing the existing air handler and installation of a new roof were prepared by Studio KLP and are available for bids. A pre-bid meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January 6th, tomorrow morning, with bids due on Tuesday, January 20th. As far as the apartment report for December 2025, under our public housing program, we have an ACC of 1,229 units with 1,160 units under effective lease. There are 69 vacant apartments, in which 13 vacant units are under modernization, vacant HUD approved. Under our Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program, we have an ACC of 1,050 units with 729 units under effective lease. Total apartments under effective lease by the Scranton Housing Authority as of December 31, 2025 are 1,889 out of an ACC of 2,279. Total apartments under effective lease at Park Gardens are 160 out of 166 apartments. And delinquents the delinquent account for Park Gardens for December. Total number of delinquent accounts is 19, for a total dollar amount of $15,014.90. That concludes the executive director report.
Solicitor report?
I identified all the open cases.
Okay. Anything for nothing for under unfinished business? New
No,
bu-
ma'am.
New business, A, motion to hire a solicitor.
Yes, Madam Chair. There was one bid submitted based off an RFP for legal services that was due on December 17th, 2025, and it was scored by the evaluation committee here at the Scranton Housing Authority of Vince Alou, Mr. Capoloni, and Miss Lynn Flynn. And the sole bidder was Attorney James Doherty with a total score of 93 out of 100. He served here previously, and I would at this time make a motion that the hiring for Attorney Doherty be approved for another 2 years.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Alpert?
Yes.
Mr. Hanley?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passed, and the contract has been awarded to Attorney James Doherty. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Attorney Doherty. Okay. Under personnel, motion to award the position of AMP manager of 200 units and over to Marcy Saul.
Chulo.
Sorry, Marcy.
Thank you. Under personnel, Marcy Chulo has completed her 60-day probationary period for the position of AMP manager of 200 units and over. It would be my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners make a motion to place Marcy Chulo on permanent status as AMP manager of 200 units and over, effective October 2nd, 2025.
Which development is this?
She's at 420 and does the whole block of Adams here. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Mrs. Alpert?
Yes.
Mr. Hanley?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Thank you. Also under personnel, Madam Chair, Marielle Colon Calderon has completed her 60-day probationary period for the position of AMP manager of 150 units and over. It would be my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners make a motion to place Marielle Colon Calderon on permanent status as AMP manager of 150 units and more, effective October 2nd, 2025.
Again, which development is this?
She is at Jackson Heights, Jackson Terrace, and Riverside Apartments. And she recently passed the Public Housing Manager National Test and certified as a Public Housing Manager. I would recommend a motion.
I'll make that motion.
So moved. Second?
Thank you. Mrs. Alpert?
Yes.
Mr. Hanley?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Finally, on personnel hiring. In addition, Michael McDermott has completed his 60-day probationary period for the position of laborer. It would be my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners make a motion to place Michael McDermott on permanent status as a laborer effective October 6, 2025, and he's stationed at Washington West Apartments, Washington Plaza. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Alpert?
Yes.
Mr. Hanley?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Thank you. And finally, under personnel, Mr. Richard Ranella has submitted his resignation effective January 1, 2026. Rick was a mechanic, and he served at 420 Adams for the last maybe 10 years or so. And great guy, loved to do outdoor yard work and landscaping, and just a really nice personality. We're going to miss him deeply. I wish him the best in his retirement.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion to accept the retirement of Richard Ranella. Mrs. Alpert?
Yes.
Mr. Hanley?
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohn?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes personnel.
If there's nothing else for the good of the order, I make a motion to adjourn. All right, thank you, everyone. Get home safely.